Good morning and welcome back to another miserable day of van building. So, day 30 and the van is not complete. So a big fat fail on the 30-day van build challenge. But why was I building a van in 30 days? Well, my ferry is tonight and we are 10 days in the future. But my dad is going to be coming with me because in the last 10 days we have worked super hard to get the van to where it is. You'll have to stick around to see if it's finished or not, but I am here to pick up my dad now. So, Paps, are you ready to go?
Oh, son!
Time to go.
All the hard work done, let's go and have some fun.
Oh, that sounds like a good one. Right, you'll have to see what's on the other side. Let's have a look at where we're actually at. So, we had quite a good day yesterday. Put some more lights on. Right, so we've got the roof double coated. I think it looks quite well. That's that. Nice. Also, we've got all these in and we got them boarded up, ready for paint. Same on this side. There's another one here for here. And last night I pushed on a little bit. I got my window frame in, that's fully secured and ready for wiring up and paint. And the same with this, everything's ready on these, just simply wiring up and painting finished in the finish coat. So at some point today, I believe this will be going up. It needs the doors fit into the front of it, which Father will be coming. I might give that to him to do, because I want to concentrate on this bed. I really need to work this bed out so I can order some cushioning basically. We might as well get these boards off again so that he can paint in the garage. I think it's going to be a little bit tight with two people in here today. So I'm going to take all these off, clear the garage out, and then I can crack on with a little bit of work on the bed. Okay, so as you can see, I put my shelving unit up, and the biggest reason for doing that was it was in my way. It was doing my head in. That in the garage is massive, and resting on a load of motorbikes is not the best thing in the world. So I've got those up there. Dad's painting the doors for it. As you saw, he had to come in and give me a help because as it's been sat resting, it's actually moved a little bit, so I had to just push it over. I have got a general idea of how the bed works and I'll explain it to you, but there's still going to be a lot of thinking. I went out and got some more Unistrut the other day because the pieces that are in here, they were just a mock-up for me to get an understanding of how it was going to work, play with it in my head, and of course the bolt holes needed to be there anyway. So I'm not wasting any time with that. It's just that I can actually now get a piece of Unistrut the right length and a piece of board, and it won't stick in the middle. It'll just slide straight through instead of having that jutty bit. And for the sake of £20, it's worth every penny. So I'm going to get over here, cut some pieces to the right size, and start playing with the bed.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
Alright, so after after much playing around with this bed and thinking and, well, playing around, I think the plan is actually going to work. So the idea is that there's going to be a table that pulls out here, and the bed's also going to pull out as well. The bed will actually pull out just onto the table, so I've got very heavy duty table runners for that. And at the moment we're just building basically a unistrut frame, just nice and simple. They are in the original, I think people will have already seen that I actually put some riv nuts into the wall, and I've just replaced them with full length unistruts. I've cut 3 to the width of the van, and that will be the top support where the top board goes for, the bed board, so to speak. It's not too heavy. People might be thinking that this is just going to be like a tank, but actually that unistrut, it's not aluminium weight, but it's not too heavy. They're 1.3 meter lengths. And when you pick up a full length of it, it's quite heavy, but 1.3 meters, it's not too bad. And the total is 5 pieces, and I don't think the weight is actually too much of an issue. If I was to build it all out of 3x2, I don't think there'd be quite as much weight in it, but I'd definitely lose space, and it won't be that much different on the weight. Now, I have one, sorry, the wind is ripping through here. I have one problem, and that's the front support for the draw runners, because when the drawer is out, it will actually be pivoting in the middle of the draw runners. So it's this point here which will be the most vulnerable. And I've actually got a big long piece of aluminium, big chunky bar. I did actually plan to make a motorbike trailer or hitch out of it, but I've got 2 pieces, so hopefully I can still make my trailer out of it, and I can use one for across here, which will be lightweight and it'll be extra strong. So that's the plan. I don't know if I'll get to that bit today, but next off I need to drill some holes in here for the 3 bits that I've just cut to length. So there we have it. That is basically bed constructed. So obviously there's a lot more to it than this, but there's going to be a piece of wood inside here with a nice front on it, and that will slide out. When you slide that out, the table will slide out with it, and there'll be a piece of wood on top fixed. Cushions from here will end up going onto the piece of wood that you pull out. Nice and simple. I'm just not sure if it's too simple and isn't going to work still. That's the problem. Like I said before, support for the this board and the slide out table will be coming from a big bar of aluminium that goes across. So that is going to be the next thing to look at. Alright guys, so I am not surprised if you don't know what's going on. been waiting for the SD card to download, and whilst that's been happening, I've been building this. It's pretty simple, to be honest with you. It's just a 3x2 frame with the draw runners stuck on the side. That's it. It looks a little bit elaborate because I've got it sat at the moment on top of a motorbike lift. So I'm just using that because it's hydraulic, so I can get millimetre precision on the way up. Dead easy. I've actually built this so that the butcher's block will actually sit on top of this, and it'll give everything nice support and should technically hide the hinges quite well. Hinges, draw runners, it'll hide the draw runners. So I need to bring this up to the very top of here, mark it down 33 or 30 should I say. I was going to leave a couple of mil gap, but it's probably not necessary. So 30 mil, which is the butcher's block depth, and then this wants to be getting set up on the aluminium at that height. So that's what we're going to be doing. Let's crack on. Well, good morning guys, and what a disaster last night was. I didn't get to film a leaving scene or a closing scene or whatever you want to call it, but we did finally get what we wanted to achieved. Basically my welder would not work. A 5-minute job turned into 3.5 hours of having to use a welder without the actual nozzle on the end. So please don't look at my welds. But I've managed to get this done. It's all put in. Problem was, it was 9:30 last night when I was actually putting all this back together. So the neighbours weren't happy, let's put it that way, because when the welder doesn't work very well, there's a fair bit of grinding to do as well. So, right, I'll explain what's going on here. It's exactly the same as it was before, with these 3 pieces going across, and then I've put these supports in. These supports are the bits that I had to weld in. Like I say, the welding's terrible at the moment, and I think I'll have to grind it off and re-weld it, but my welder is currently in the bin. It just kaputty last night. So all we essentially have is these here, which are to give something for this bracket to hang off, because I didn't want it to be hanging further forward, because then the bed would be rather short, the bed extension, the bit that slides out. That extra 20-30 centimeters is everything. So if you can see the big bar, I've only just put this all back together this morning because I let it paint. I painted it last night and I let it sit, so I've just come in and put it all back together again now. A little bit of grey primer's kind of matched. So if I come to this side and you look at it from here, probably makes a little bit more sense. There'll be a front facing board all the way across here with a cutout in it. In fact, I've already done the front piece of wood. My father is actually painting it, so as soon as that's done, all this is getting wrapped up. The only thing I need to do now is actually get my butcher's block and cut it to size, but essentially that is the idea. That is your pull-out table, and then the bed, if you actually want the bed, obviously not right now because I'm sat in the way, you'll leave that out like this, and then you'll just pull the bed out, which will be sat inside here, and it'll be fully extended onto here. Now these are 200 pound or 200 kilo draw runners, so they are plenty strong enough, and it locks in nice and strong. Hopefully we get gas done, and then we've actually potentially got gas, water and electric in here. Oh, we're getting there. So without further ado, let's crack on with the gas. Wait, that doesn't work. That's 30mm down from the top, right? What am I doing here? I've got 30mm down from the top. Ah, there's my other one.